You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I figured we're just going to
ad-lib.
Just be hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, you know, it's like everything we talked about before we did the show. This is my problem with doing the show is the reason, you know, I like doing the show is like when we hang out, we have these fun, amazing conversations.
Right.
And what I have found since we started doing the podcast is we still do those right before we do the podcast.
Right.
And I'm like, that's why I wanted to capture, but it's like you come over, we have a couple beers, we hang out. So it's like the good part of the hangout's already over.
Right.
And it drives me crazy, you know? So I was trying to take notes. I was like, well, what did we talk about? You know, I was like, we just went, because that's what we're doing. We just riffing, right?
Right.
And so I was like writing it down. And if I remember, this all started with us talking about cokeheads.
Oh, tonight, yeah. Yeah. Cokeheads are a problem.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is, when you think back on your life, you're like, man, I've known too many cokeheads.
Yeah, they're all around.
And it's shocking. You go through it. You're like people in your family, extended family, you know, in-laws, business associates. We've talked about. I dated a cokehead, friends, at least one. You never know.
People you grew up with, friends of yours.
Yeah, people you grew up with, and then later you're like, oh, you're a cokehead. I did not know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, unfortunately, I do know. It never ends well. So don't do that.
You don't want to be around them very long. You can't be.
No. Well, it's like I was saying. I was like, who raised these people? You know, because I'm like, man, if you're in your 40s, which we are, we're approaching 50.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, what's somebody out here? You doing coke, bro?
Yeah.
Man, I'm lucky to wake up in the morning, and I don't do coke. You know what I'm saying?
Probably, it's probably more of them, and it's probably more of them than we know. Maybe it's the ones out there that keep it together, and they're like respectable and well put together.
You would say they all keep it together until they don't, right? I mean, that's sort of the problem. You know, it's just like you don't just like start and fall apart at the same time. You were probably keeping it together for some,
and then it comes off the rails.
Probably, I don't.
And you probably don't even know probably don't even know what's coming off the rails when it's coming off the rails.
Yeah, because by that time you done fried your brain anyway. You're on a different level anyway. But that was the first thing we was talking about was cokeheads and all these different experiences we had with cokeheads. And I was really like, who is raising these people?
Yeah.
I mean, because we, you know, it's like at our age.
But can you blame their parents? You can't blame the parents.
But at our age, it's like, especially since it's like a popular topic online and stuff where people talk about boomers. Baby boomers. Yeah. We were raised by hardcore, like straight up baby boomers. Yeah. Like your parents, when I moved in with your family, these are baby boomers straight up. And
I get offended when people talk about boomers, man.
Me too. I'm defensive.
I like boomers.
I'm like, man, they had a plan. Yeah. And I'm like, that seems to be the part you're skipping out on. It's like you act like, because everybody's like, oh, it was just given to them. It's like, no, they wasn't doing the things you act like they were doing. They went and bought one house and was like, I'm gonna be here for 30 years. I'm gonna work this job for 30 years and I'm gonna get retirement. Like they
rocked it out,
and they were pretty strict people. And so like my upbringing and the way I came up was sort of very, I don't know, kind of tight in terms of like, hey, you need to do the right thing, you know? Becoming a cokehead, it's like, how did that fit in with that? Like, how did you? I don't know. Because I was. It's not like I didn't have the option,
right,
to become a cokehead, and so it's like, I don't know. Do you take pride? You're like, well, I'm a better person. I don't know. I'm like, well, how hard was that decision anyway?
No, you know it can happen to anybody.
I tell my kids, you'll appreciate this. I tell my kids, I say, look, don't ever think that I want to be praised for what I've done. Praise me for what I didn't do. I'm like, you need to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because we all are doing it.
Right.
We're all out here in the world doing it. You're proud that you did the right thing? No. Look at the other side. You know what I'm saying? The negative space.
Yeah.
And say, hey, what didn't that person do? What they choose not to do? What they avoid?
But that goes. I think this is relevant, but it goes to a Michael J. Fox quote I heard that he said, talking to an interviewer, the interviewer asked him about tattoos because it was that time in the world. It's like the late 90s.
Oh, yeah. And everybody's getting tatted all of a sudden and everybody wants to talk about it on TV.
And the guy's like, you don't have any tattoos. And Michael J. Fox said, no tattoos is my tattoo.
There you go. See the negative space.
The negative space.
What didn't he do?
And he's saying it's all right here.
Yeah, you learn from it though, right? I don't know. I think that's what we're talking about. That's why I'm most proud of the things I didn't do, like becoming a cokehead.
But now you think about it in that light. Now you get what Michael J. was saying. That's what he was saying. Basically.
I too do not have tattoos. Now I don't judge people who do.
That's right.
I just can't come up with one.
Right.
You know that's just always been.
It's a hard thing when you really start to think about it. Like if you got one. and it was probably kind of a rash decision.
And that's the thing is I've never known anybody who 10 years, 20 years later is like that tattoo actually still fits me or makes sense. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, there you go. I mean, to me, I'm like, that's all I needed to hear. That's what I thought.
Yep.
Because like every day of my life, I'm like, well, I've grown. I've become a different person. Yeah. I see things a different way, you know, and then it's like, so I'm going to put some permanent marker on me that I'm not going to turn on. I'm not going to look at it and be like,
Yeah. My dad asked me on one of the trips that we took to the Georgia mountains, we were swimming around and you know, I took my shirt off, so I've got the tattoo on my back, and he asked me when I was coming out of the river, he was like, what's that tattoo on your back mean? And I was honest with him, and I told him that it means that I was 18 in the late 90s. And he was like, okay.
That's a pretty accurate answer. But you're talking about the one from the Tao?
Yeah.
It's a quote from the Tao Te King. I mean, you know, if you're going to get a tattoo, at least, you know, the Tao to an extent doesn't change. So, I mean, at least that's...
But it's in Chinese, and it's like, yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah, Chinese script going down your back. I mean,
Chinese for, I was 18.
I know. I was along for the ride on all those tattoo adventures you went on pretty much, I think. And I was always like, okay, man, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're like, take off your belt, put it in my mouth. I'm like, go for it, dog.
Yeah.
Lying about our age so that you could go in and do that.
So easily.
You remember when we went and got our earrings? Yeah. And I mean, what were we, 15?
Maybe.
You know, you might have been 16. I was definitely 15 or younger.
Yeah, but I had a beard back then.
You did. You had a goatee. You had a straight up goatee. Yeah. And then we went there and got them junks done. And, you know, they give you that stud. They punch into it. And then we was walking out of the mall and you're like, nah, because I think you had snatched a loop. And you were like, nah, I ain't wearing the stud. You got to switch that stud out for this loop immediately. We just got this shit done. And you're like, nah, you're going to take it out and you're going to stick this other thing through. And I was like, I don't know, man. That seems like, they were like, you got to keep this in for 2 weeks and spin it to keep it from closing.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, you got to be fast. You remember this?
Yeah.
Man, got down in the car. I mean, like started off kind of innocent, you know, like take it out, try it. It just fell immediately. Like didn't go dark, like nowhere in there. And then you're like, you got to push it. And I'm like, man, this is going to suck. Next thing you know, you laying in the car and I'm kind of like halfway on top of you pushing. There's blood. That shit got out of hand and took some breaks in between and eventually got that punk out. And you were helping.
You re-pierced it.
Oh, my God, man. That was a hell of and there was nothing good about any of that. And I got it.
All kinds of bad decisions.
Got infected, I think. You were constantly putting alcohol on it.
I think you see the holes in there still.
I still have a hole and I tried to put something through it the other day. I only have my one. But I couldn't get it all the way through. It was so close. And I was like, I could punch that through. You know, I was like...
From your experience.
Yeah. True. I was like, it's nothing like what Nate went through. I know I get through there.
If I wanted to do it.
I wore an earring for like a decade. So, you know, it's like I could definitely put one in. But I couldn't get it in. And because I remember a few years ago, I still could. And now I can't. Well, I say a few years ago, you know, time starts flying on you when you got kids. It was probably 15 years ago. I could put one in. Now I'm like, no, can't do it.
No.
Another sign of the 90s.
Yeah.
Had to have an earring. Because now I'm like, well, if I had an earring, I'd have two. I wouldn't just have one. I had to match them up. You know what I'm saying? What am I trying to do? Yeah. I only wear them when I wear a suit. Yeah. You know, when I go to church and just drop some pearls.
Man, and you watch the... Like, I particularly noticed it with football players because football players take off their helmets and have diamond studs in their ears. And it's like, man, you look good.
Yeah, they look good. That's what I'm saying. Two looks way better than one. Like now, you know, back in the day, it was like, nah.
And the big diamond stud does look good. I don't know if I can pull off that look, but the big diamond stud looks good.
Looks like money, dog. Yeah. Like money. What was we were also talking about, you know, especially with the end of the year. You know, we're coming up on New Year's Eve tomorrow night.
It's the end of the year. So
I should be able to get this out tomorrow. So basically, New Year's show. Yeah. And because we don't never hang on New Year's. I mean, you gotta stay with your family on New Year's, and so we never hang out on New Year's Eve. And
it's a holiday.
Yeah. And so we were talking about near-death experiences, crazy shit. Yeah. And I mentioned to you the fastest I'd ever. Do you know the fastest you've ever gone? Do you? I think
it was with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
in that Toyota truck coming back from the mountain. I was about to say.
That was pretty fast.
85, 90. That thing couldn't do too much. Yeah. We was hitting 100 at times.
Coming down the hill.
Oh. It was a tiny Toyota Tacoma.
No, but we were with for New Year's coming from somewhere and I was driving. What was that? It was a Pontiac. It was what's that your girl drew? That red Pontiac.
A Sunfire? You talking about with the girl from the W?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Forget what highway that was coming into Columbus though.
Really? And you were driving?
I was driving. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know why y'all were letting me drive, but I think I got it up to like 115.
That's pretty fast.
And y'all were in the back seat and y'all were like, you should just slow down. I'm like, yeah, probably. Coming to the middle of town.
115.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I was telling you.
On the freeway, though.
I was telling you, I know for sure I went 145.
That's crazy.
And man, it was terrifying. I think I was in like a Chevy big body truck from the late 70s to the early 80s. Had like a 454 big block built off into it. So my stepdad was tinkering with it.
Out.
Yeah, probably. Whatever, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was 13 years old with like my crazy uncle who any story you tell him, he was there. He was in the Civil War. He was in Revolutionary War. This dude, he's done everything. He's met everybody. He's fucking crazy. And he's got like a tall boy wrapped in paper. And my stepdad who had cheated on my mom and now they're not together anymore, going through a divorce. He's sitting there, same thing with a tall boy drinking. They're like, punch it. And man, I was driving and it's got like the bench seat. It's just me and these two motherfuckers. He was sitting there and I'm 13 years old and I hit 145. And I remember I was sitting there thinking like, this could be it. My heart was pounding, man. And had to let off of it because there was a curve coming. Slowed down through that curve and I made it. But man, I'll tell you right there, when I had my sports car, 120, I think I hit 120, 125.
100 miles per hour.
And as soon as I hit 125, I let go and let it start to slow down because it's like, man, what am I doing? What do I want to do? 130, 135? That's pushing it. But that's why I'm like cautious as hell.
Oh, man, you think about that kind of speed. You think about that kind of speed on like a motorbike.
On a motorcycle? Yeah. Come on, man. I don't know.
Ducatis or something like that, man.
Well, I was telling
200 miles per hour, 220 miles per hour.
I was telling you, I think it's worth it for the audience. Man, the time I was riding in the back of a Mustang with a friend of ours, a dude we knew from back in Leland, Mississippi. And we had been hanging out and drinking and stuff. And it's like, we're going to go back to, it was Moorhead, Mississippi Delta Community College, through these back ass roads through Tribbett, Mississippi. It was just crazy. But I know the route and we was going to go all the way to community college. And it was me, him, and a couple girls and whatever. We was going to sleep at the dorm and whatever. And man, this dude was coming down this road like 55, 65 miles per hour on this highway. And he was playing like Insane Clown Posse. Just tripping. I'm in the back seat and I look up because I know the road and I'm like, man, there's a stop sign coming. And I was like, stop, but the music was too loud. I was like, stop. Man, this dude didn't hit the brakes at all. He didn't even come close to hitting the brakes. Not one brake was touched and he just flew. It was a stop sign on a T. So our highway ended and it was farmland on the other side. And man, he just shot through it. And man, bless Allah, there was a turn road directly across from us because otherwise it was just a big wide open ditch. And we would have, Dukes of Hazzard straight up into that thing. Just would have been crushed pretty much. And at least flipped a few times.
Yeah.
And instead we just shot through that, just boom through that dirt, man. Ended up out in the middle of a field. I was so hot. Ooh, man, I got that backseat Insane Clown Posse in my head. I was like, I ain't listening to Insane Clown Posse
ever since.
No. And they suck anyway.
Right.
But it wasn't my car, man. Hell no, man. I was like,
we're gonna have a bunch of Insane Clown Posse fans writing up to the show. What are you talking about?
They suck, man. Everybody knows that's some whack junk, man. Like when Eminem talked trash about them, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Nah, you don't want, if you ever listen to them.
Briefly.
Nah.
I'm probably about the same era, probably with the same people that you were listening to them.
98.
Yeah.
Right around 98.
Yeah.
Nah, bump all that noise. It was a horrible situation. I almost died on the Mississippi River one time because my family was rednecks and had friends with a houseboat. And y'all might not understand the Mississippi River is big. It's big. It's wide.
It's fast.
I don't know how, and the water is moving. I don't know how to tell you about how wide. I mean, I don't know what we're talking about here, half mile, something, in that range. But either way, you could go out from the lake, the Oxbow Lake, like Ferguson in Greenville, Mississippi. Man, you go out onto the Mississippi River. You could cross the Mississippi River upstream, and that's what we did on this houseboat and went up to this place. And by the way, when you see the river, it's crazy because in the Mississippi River, it's like icebergs in the Northeast, except they do that with trees. So if upstream or whatever, they've been, chopping down trees or somehow or another, these big ass pieces of wood end up in the water, that junk comes up like icebergs. It'll just breach. And it's like, so your boat could be out there, oak tree from the bottom of the river with the speed of the river, with its buoyancy, could pop up through the water right up under you. But anyway, we go over there. There's a place called Lake Paradise. It's gorgeous because it just makes a curve off the river and it's just calm water and beautiful and hanging out, whatever. Come back. I must be 11 years old, something like that, somewhere around there. And they put me behind the wheel. Of course, that's what they do. I told you I was driving with some of it. Now I got a houseboat and I'm in charge. But we come out of this thing and we're in the flow of the Mississippi River. And so we're probably 150 yards off of the shore from one side, just rolling. And man, I'm behind the wheel and we hit a rock dike just hit it on a houseboat, just hit it in the middle of the Mississippi River. There's a rock, and they had a flag over on the land that kind of signified there's something here. Who knew how far it would go out? And man, that boat just hit, boom, just came to a dead stop. I hit the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like an 11-year-old. Just hit the steering wheel. Everybody fell. Boo.
Everybody's pissed.
Whole thing's horrible. We're stuck on this thing. The motor breaks down, stuck on top of this rock dike. The river's just flowing past us. It's 1 p.m., maybe, you know, and on the radio, they were able to reach like sheriff, some other people, tugboats, like people coming up the river, whatever. But eventually sheriff came. Sheriff couldn't pull us off a rock dike. And even if they could, their boat wasn't strong enough or whatever. And so then they left and took, there was a couple on the boat, a couple dudes. And so all I know about them is what my family told them. They said they're gay. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hit the button. Stop that. And so that's what they told me. You know, so hitherto in the story, they will be known as the gay couple. They ended up getting on the boat with the sheriffs and leaving, and they were the only ones that left us. Now, my dad had a speedboat attached to the side of it, the houseboat as well. He tried to pull it off, messed up his speedboat, so it just got reattached. That's done. And then the sheriffs left us, and now we're on the thing. And the gay dudes said they were going to get us help, but I don't know how they're going to get us help. They're with the sheriff. There's no other help. Right. But, you know, so apparently they just went home. And so then the sheriff eventually comes back and attaches to us again and tries to pull because the water's changed a little bit 5 hours later or something like that. Man just pulls off the rock dike and the whole houseboat's in the Mississippi River going with the flow of it with no motor. And the sheriffs are like, yeah, we can't pull you. Our boat's going to die trying to do this. It's nighttime. It's dark. So they leave. Now we're in the Mississippi River just floating.
The sheriffs left?
Yeah, just floating down the river. And you can look down the river and see one of them big old barges. All the lights on it are coming directly up the river at us.
Man, this is so scary.
And I'm sitting there as a child at night just seeing these lights and being like, that's a big ass barge coming at us. And I was like, I'm going to die this way on this fucking river after all these years. People talking about the river.
You can't hardly swim.
I couldn't swim. Oh. Anyway, it didn't matter. And you can't swim in the river.
Yeah,
and
even if you could swim, you can't swim.
And we're fixing to slam head on into a barge. Yeah. Where are you going to end up? This is just going to go horrible. My heart almost jumped out of my soul. Everything was just like, oh no. And this tugboat came around like a hero from around the outside of it with his little light hitting his horn like crazy. And he outran the barge and us coming towards it with the flow of the river because they're coming upstream, got to us, and he wasn't fucking around. He was like, put the rope. And he turned the engine on and pulled us out of the way while this whole barge goes by. You just watch it go by. You're like, that would have been the worst thing ever. Yeah. He takes us just...
There would have been no more things after that.
No, he takes us to land just inside the opening of the of Lake Ferguson where it meets the river. He took us just up to land. It wasn't even like a real place. And just put the boat on land. It was like, fuck off. And he left. And man, yeah, we didn't get home till like 5 a.m. because people had to walk to the car. It was trying to kill me. Trying to kill me, man. That's my entire childhood. How close have you come to death?
The probably closest I came, I flipped a car.
Oh, you did flip a car. Your brother's car. My
brother's car coming back from a friend of ours' house on a country road. Country road, it's pavement. Hits a bridge. On the other side of the bridge, it's a gravel road. And on the other side of the bridge, directly when the bridge ends, the traffic over that dirt road has eroded where the dirt meets the concrete of the bridge.
And so it like dips when you come over the bridge.
Big hole. It's a pothole.
Yeah, you come over the bridge and you dip.
Yep, hard.
How fast are you going over this bridge?
I'm probably going about 80.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm perfectly sober.
But you're moving.
Yeah. But I'm moving. I hit that bridge. The front tires clear it. The back tires hit it. Boom. I think they both explode.
Immediately.
And so the back end swings around. And I remember it all like, because it's exactly like they say, time does slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the back tires are blown out. The back end swings around. I'm turning into the curve. I remember thinking, it's like, I know how to do this. And so I'm sliding. So this is coming out of 80 miles per hour. So I don't know what I'm sliding at, like 79 and 78.
Pretty fast.
I'm still gaining speed, I think. And I'm trying to come out of this spin. And I spin around. And I can see this road turns into catfish ponds on either side.
Mm-hmm.
So the catfish ponds are embanked up off of the road.
So it's like walls on each side of you.
And come out of the spin, and I'm watching the bank come at me.
Mm-hmm.
The car hits the bank and flips over onto its top. Now, I'm in the driver's seat. My arm out the window the whole time. I'm spinning like this.
One hand in it. Just one hand in that junk. I got this.
Yeah, I thought made for this.
Mm-hmm.
And
ain't no problem.
no, we'll make it. And I'm driving like this. This arm hits the ground on the passenger side.
What? Did you have no seatbelt on?
No, I didn't have a seatbelt on.
Yeah, out of your mind.
This arm hits the ground on the passenger side, which strikes me then because it hits the ground. That's the only thing. That's the first thing that comes back to me. Is I see the wall coming, hand hits the ground, and the nearest window is right there. And I crawl out, and I crawl out of the passenger side, and I'm like, I look at it.
You look at it and say to yourself, like, what?
Disoriented now.
Like something ain't right. Something's going on.
Yeah. So, and the car, when they take it, my brother goes and sees his car, sees it's totaled, and
obviously,
and the driver's side seat, they couldn't read the odometer, and it worked out to his favor because I think it had like 109,000.
But they couldn't read the odometer, so they took like the first number off. They took 100,000 miles off.
Yeah,
and he ended up getting like a decent payout for it
because the passenger or the driver's side had been squished
where you were sitting,
where I was before I got thrown out.
Before you got thrown into the passenger side.
That was pretty close. I was pretty close.
That is pretty close, man. That's horrible. So that's the message for 2026. Just don't do things. Be careful. Be safe.
Yeah.
Like
don't assume. See, all of those, that thing for me and Jerry, the
dude that was driving that Mustang that drove me in that field.
The thought was, if there was a thought to it that could be articulated, because there probably wasn't at the time. But going 80 miles per hour on those roads, it's like,
don't do it.
You're just inviting trouble. You assume that nothing bad can happen.
A deer could jump out in front of you and it could kill you. It could come through the windshield. Like, man, yeah, no, that's true. I tell you all the time, I talk about them Final Destination movies. I watch that shit like it's a documentary. Like I take notes. I'll be like, yeah, that is how that's a good one right there. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I live my life, man. I'd be scared all the time. I'm like, no.
Yeah, for good reason. That segues into another story we were talking about tonight, the Zodiac Killer.
Oh yeah. You were you just brought it up out of nowhere. You were like trying to find it on your news app.
I'm gonna tell it back to you the same way I told you that missing all of the names.
No, but this part is interesting because I mean people know the Zodiac Killer in general, but
the Black Dahlia Zodiac Killer this year, 2025. Mm-hmm. There's an amateur sleuth from West Virginia that thinks he has solved the code.
Yeah, the riddle of who the man is.
Yeah, yeah, and basically he's autistic. He describes himself as autistic and spent about 20 hours a day on this code for some amount of years.
And you using a computer, right? Using AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or machine learning or whatever.
Yep. They describe it as AI in the article. And so this is the part I didn't know about the Zodiac Killer. After all these years and all these movies and everything about it, it just never sunk in. He sent the San Francisco Times a letter after his last killing, or is
it San Francisco Chronicle, something like that, yeah.
But he sent him a letter after being challenged with a code. And the way the letter's read is, my name is Code.
Code, yeah.
And so that was in 1970.
Boom.
So they've been experts
for
crack this
55 years.
For 55 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And this dude thinks he's got it.
And this dude's got it.
And the name happens to match a name used by the suspect when he moved to Chicago.
That's it.
Boom, checkmate.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The part in the article that they kind of pinpointed because, the suspicion is him because that's what the code says. This journalist does an article on this man, talks to his son, ends up getting a picture that the man had drawn.
Yeah. This is the son of the man who's accused.
Yep.
Yeah.
That man had drawn a sketch before he died. Mm-hmm. And he was a fairly talented artist, so he draws this picture.
And his son has it.
And it looks like the woman, his first murder victim, the Black Dahlia is what they call the case, who was a woman that was mutilated, all the blood drained from her body, and half of her body left in the grass of the mountains outside of Los Angeles. He draws that picture, and in the shading of the blood is the word Zodiac.
That's pretty specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty.
That's a lot of circumstantial evidence right there.
A lot of circumstantial evidence, but that's interesting.
Happened in 2025.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Broke the code. We cracked the code.
We finally, the Zodiac Killer has been confirmed.
Yeah.
As if we didn't have enough information about it, but now we got like a lock in. Okay. That is a cool story. I mean, I can't imagine being that obsessed.
Goes back to your point. You got to be careful out there.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be careful. Yeah, somebody gonna crack your code, man.
And they could. You got to be looking around all the time.
They didn't really have AI back when he did it, so he didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a visionary.
So this is another thing that struck me during the article is like, man, how easy was it back in 1945 to get away with this type of thing? Because all the dude did was leave town as a suspect.
Oh, yeah. Back when it happened, he just left town.
Just left town as a suspect.
Assumed a new name.
Moved to another town and took a different last name. Didn't change his first name.
And then took trips back to the old town and killed people.
Yeah.
So he was able to do whatever he wanted to do. That is an insane story.
Yeah. And could that happen today?
It'd be tough, wouldn't it? You know, with the amount of tracking on vehicles and cameras and stuff, they see the movement. They can just go in and look for patterns. Be like, okay, somebody died here. What, is there a car that only shows up around this time? They'll start to narrow that down. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. They're like, okay, we'll follow this one.
Oh, man, here's the part that I left out about this. So they get down, they start drilling down into all the circumstantial evidence that points to this guy. And so it turns out the night of his first murder, the case of the Black Dahlia, like 2 days before the murder, one night before the murder, he's seen with the girl riding up and down this strip. The victim riding up and down this strip of hotels, and he ends up staying at this hotel that at the time was named the Zodiac Hotel.
Okay. So now, oh Lord.
That's where he gets the moniker from.
That's just terrible.
And they believe that he chose this hotel because it was one of the few hotels that had a bathtub. And he told the clerk that he really needed a bathtub because his wife needed it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They think this is where he drained the blood from her body.
Woo.
And cut her.
Through a bathtub. Yeah. Just using our local infrastructure.
Yeah.
At a private hotel, a business. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yep. Named the Zodiac Hotel, and
now he's the Zodiac Killer.
And that's why he chose that name. Yeah, all terrible, all terrible. So to get to your point, like trying to put myself with like, there's this guy out here that does it. So he was a Marine during World War II. Mm-hmm. Saw the worst action in Okinawa. Was a medical tech with a surgeon. So saw
he became comfortable with death and blood and
wanted to be a surgeon, basically performed surgeries on the battlefield, even though he's not a surgeon, but because necessity.
Got comfortable with all this stuff and apparently obsessed with it.
Yeah. Yeah, all that's brutal.
I'll bump all that noise.
Yeah, man, all that noise. And lived
a long time. Give it 2025. 2025 got him. All that AI, all that junk that I say ain't working.
I think he died back in 93, but
but nevertheless,
2025.
Nevertheless, all of his tricks are gone. We got him. We know what's going on. All right, well, I need to take a break real quick. So we're going to jump to the logo and hit you on the other side. I hope you're enjoying
it. The arms deal implies that he's fighting, right? And you're either fighting for family or God or country.
And so coming off the break, we're talking about paintings because you painted an amazing picture of your dad.
Yeah. We'll get a proof. When I get the proof, we'll put it up on the
screen. 6.5, 7 foot tall.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. Yep.
Like not bad at all.
Almost 7 foot tall.
You should there's a picture of, as you were talking about this scene with 4 people, you should take like photos, from the past of our family and just substitute them, different people into your characters.
Yeah.
Like you were just talking about doing sort of this wagon, with a woman and a child and a driver and something else.
Yeah. So the scene is 2 priests selling a gun or guns, like an arms deal, to a man. The man it's implied in the picture that the man is the driver of the cart. The cart stopped. He's talking to these priests. They're exchanging money. Mm-hmm. And in the wagon that he's drawn is the woman with the baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And so just go through our family photos, pick characters.
All of those.
Yeah.
People,
and so just start making it up, but using, I was even thinking there's
that's what I was going to do. There's a picture of a little bit of what inspired this is my wife holding our firstborn as a newborn. Okay,
there you go. So there you've got that part.
So I've got that part.
Yeah, just figure out who the other characters are. I was, there's that photo from our sister's wedding of me, you, our oldest brother, and our middle brother. That's one of the only photos really of just all 4 of us just sort of
Oh, sitting in the chairs.
Yeah, just in our prime in the pews.
Yeah.
And you could take that and turn that into anything. Change our clothing, but keep the pose. Like just find a space to put that in. You know what I'm saying? Just change the time, change the era, change the situation. But take those 4 dudes. You know what I'm saying? You can really get into it.
Yeah.
This dude's talented.
I do. I try. I mean, similar to that.
Ain't nobody just gonna grab a brush and be able to paint stuff. I mean, you're pretty good.
In that vein of using people, I had another picture in my mind, and it's a little bit redundant because the title of the one I just did was Saint Michael.
Yes,
but I've got this. I'm on the angels. I don't know why I'm on the angels, but in that vein, there's the Archangel Raphael. Everybody knows that one.
Yes, but
there's another angel called. It's very similar to Raphael. I want to say Raga. It's not one I'd ever heard of.
Okay.
But
an angel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But basically the angel of vengeance.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
That's a very particular.
Yeah, I like this. And I was going to do our sister as the angel of vengeance.
Throw her face on it.
And then I haven't figured out the whole picture, but maybe like our brothers on either side of them representing like Gabriel and Raphael.
Other angels.
Yeah. And each angel, and then you somewhere else. And
just throw me into the background like the adopted angel. That's Lucifer over there, the one who wasn't really one of us. Just do me like that. I'll take it though. It'd be cool. Give me a little goatee that I never could have. See, that's funny to you.
That's because it's true.
I'll find a spot for AJ. AJ will just end up something. It's not the same. It wouldn't make sense.
That's right. You get it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be common. I need my own space. I was trying to find, because I know I've got a picture of the painting that you did of your dad. It's just, I take so many freaking photos, dude. That is really hard. And like I searched painting and like it showed me some photos with some paintings, but it's not the same. I need to find when I went to your house last time. And I have no idea. It was after we played golf, right?
No, it's at Thanksgiving.
At like the Top Golf, yeah.
Yeah.
We went, and then I went over to your house. So I don't freaking. Oh, here's Christmas. See, I've been scrolling forever, and I see Christmas trees. I'm like, well, that's clearly not.
You're almost there.
Almost there. I see when we added the doors upstairs. I don't know what I'm in now. Some new shoes. I'm just gonna scroll right past. And here's one of our shows. So all of a sudden I see like Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump. That's when I know, I'm like, damn, I meant to erase all those. Those are just in my family photos.
Yeah, don't need those.
No, I'm not related to Kim Kardashian, by the way. If you need to know. Yeah, no. I'm too far back now. I missed it somehow. I'm telling you, it's just like the only photos I took from your house. So it's just going to be like 2 photos in the middle of all my other stuff. But it is impressive. And, you and I talk about this. Here we go. Found this damn thing. Get on there. Let's see if I can throw it up. I'll try to go full screen here. iPad full. Here we go. So here we go. We talk through this a little bit. Pretty cool. And that's about 6 feet tall?
About 7 feet. It's over. It's like 6'8".
I guess I didn't.
Next to the door. It wasn't as tall as the open.
And that's not the bottom of it. So apparently I didn't take a picture of the whole thing there. But you can start to zoom in and see the work, man. And you've changed it a little bit since this. This is not the final version, but nevertheless, I was always, from the time you started, I was like, man, them jeans from a distance, all the highlights on the jeans. I was like, that's pretty freaking.
That was one of the first things that landed.
I know. And I was like, that just looks good. And then the shirt, all the highlights on the shirt. I mean, by the time you get up into these muscles on the neck, I mean, not bad, man. The work it takes to capture a face. And if you saw the photo, you would know that's what the photo looked like. That is the photo. Let's see what we got here. That's me zoomed in. I guess I didn't. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there's the whole thing. So you see it.
Man, look at that. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a person in the room with you.
Yeah.
But that's what got me when you started working on it. I was looking at the denim and the jeans and stuff. I was like, dude, this is pretty hot.
Yeah, the jeans look like jeans.
Yeah,
no
man.
Question.
It's like you knocked that out. Okay, that's done. And it's like when you zoom in, there's a lot of detail. It's the distance to me that gets it. When you put it at just the right distance, you're like, oh, wow, that just looks like the photo. That's pretty damn cool. There you go, people.
There it is. 2025.
There you go. When I tell you that the dude is talented, he's talented, man. You can paint, man. I've always been impressed with you. You're a good poet too.
That's one of the things I want to do. I got a book in my mind. I got a long verse in my mind. I still want to finish that thing. I've only been working on that for like 25 years.
Yeah, you've been telling me about it for a very long time. And it's convoluted as hell.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like, I just want to read it. I just want to see what it actually says. But so there you go. Maybe in 2026, people need to work a little bit more on some art. You know what I'm saying? If you can be a poet, you can be a writer, you can get something out. Be a painter.
Yeah, I think I've had this conversation with you before. But there's a picture out there made by a French painter you'd never heard of. It's like 17 by 28 or something like that, right? And it's a picture of 3 sailboats, smaller sailboats, laying on their side on the beach.
Oh yeah, and you were telling me about the amount of money.
Red sails.
Yeah.
The canvas for the sails are red.
What's the name of the artist?
I don't even know his name.
Oh, okay.
And that picture sold at an auction for like $17 million. And in the article I was reading about it, they break it down to the price per square inch.
That's one way to do it, right?
Right. And it's crazy. And it's like, and from that point on, I was like, oh, everybody should just paint a painting. Because I've never heard of this dude before. It could be you.
Just get lucky.
Yeah.
Just get lucky and suddenly it's worth $17 million.
Yeah. Maybe 100 years later, somebody picks it up and say, I want to pay $17 million to that picture.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And who's to say?
And podcasts don't carry that kind of value. You know what I mean?
No, probably not.
Talking doesn't carry that kind of value where somebody's like, I'll pay, because you can't own it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody can be like, that's only mine.
Or like you say, sing a song, whatever, because you think about the Paul McCartney's or the Bob Dylans, they were just doing it before they were getting paid to do it.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom.
And then all of a sudden they sold a catalog for $500 million.
Yeah, so because I wanted to move into the world we live in right now with Trump and politics, and obviously the economy, money, things like that. So maybe that's some advice for people is like, instead of sitting around complaining, like, can you create something? Could you make something unique?
Well,
do you have like an artistic bone in you that says I could write a book or I could paint a painting?
And you do. You do. Just let it go. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
And don't complain about rent. Don't talk about what it is. Try to like find your path and
just
say,
go out there. Just go out there and make something.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. That's good advice.
Yeah, it's productive. And to be an old head, all these kids on their phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, get off your phone. And make something. Just make something.
Just create something original or new.
Yeah. I don't care what it is.
But they know there's people on their phones who are making money.
Yeah. And making something new.
Whether it's Instagram, whether it's this or that, there's a lot.
Now I'll be a young head and be like, what else am I going to do? This is where it's at.
Maybe so. But it's a crowded market. It's not the same as, actual painting and things like that, where that has become, obviously as the world grows, there's more people doing that, but not nearly as much as can grab their phone and say, I'm going to go do this or that.
Well, and the power of the moving image, like, and movies. So movies seem to be a thing, an art form that's kind of fading.
Well,
it sounds like an old head again. I would say Marvel killed it.
Well, it's not just Marvel. It's sort of the Netflix catches a lot of flack. It's people aren't as interested in how to film it anymore in terms of, this costs more. If it costs more, then they take the easy route. And so you can watch a lot of things. People talk about this online. You can find great videos about it where they highlight what they call like the Netflix effect. And so these folks who do these movies and these stories, all the lighting is fake. Mm-hmm. All the lighting is bad. And they won't wait till the right time of day. They'll go and film in places that are overcast all the time. And then they backlight the absolute hell out of every character. So their hair is lit from behind and everything's just perfect. Sort of from a lighting standpoint, as if you're doing a photo shoot, and so things don't look realistic anymore. People talk about this, that's the problem. Once money becomes involved, then it's like, so if you're a painter and your only goal is to get one out a week, then there's absolutely
and there's guys that can do that really well, and a lot of the Netflix shows are really good.
They are good because writing matters,
but variation, right?
Yeah, but writing matters.
Yeah,
writing matters, acting matters. Just because the cinematography isn't great doesn't mean it's not still good.
Yeah, but there's talent. There's talented guys. There's talented guys working at Netflix, but it's like the variety is the thing that's kind of missing a little bit. Is what people complain about,
especially variety and look.
Variety and look, variety and. Look is very much a part of the presentation, but sequencing and all that.
All that. Just
They
sort of
talk about
unique.
the example they give is like, could Pulp Fiction get made today?
No, that'd be tricky. That'd be tricky. But now that he's made it, you see, he can make anything he wants.
That's right.
So, I don't know. It's tricky. Yeah. But it does bring me up to, tomorrow night we've got on New Year's Eve, by the time I get this show up, the freaking Netflix finale of Stranger Things, which I'm extremely excited about.
Oh, you are.
You haven't watched it, so it makes it useless for us to talk about it, but it's so good.
Right.
I mean, they've gotten into, spoiler alert, but they've gotten into wormholes and all this stuff about that's what the Upside Down is. And I just find it to be a really good, compelling story. We're in Durham, North Carolina, the Bull City, where the Duffer Brothers, not filmed, but where the Duffer Brothers grew up, came from.
And a lot of inspiration.
And then they insert a lot of it into the story. And so that's pretty cool. And so, I don't know, if you read the news, if you read the internet, there's so many criticisms of the last couple of pieces. And it's like, of course, that's what you do. Right? When you get near the end of a series, all you want to focus on is like, could have
been better.
I'm not happy. It's going to be better. Yeah. But tomorrow night, 2-hour finale.
Okay.
And it sucks so bad. I realized at the last minute that they were playing it in the theater here.
Oh.
And when I went to look, it was like all full over at the AMC at South Point.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that would be so cool because the dudes are from here, created this show. Right. They've had this success. I mean,
they might be there.
They could be, right? Yeah. And so it's like, let's celebrate these dudes and what they've done. The Duffer Brothers. This is really incredible storytelling. You and I have come up with movie ideas and story ideas.
Yeah, that's another thing. Go do it.
They took it from there all the way to getting it done. And I'm like, man, it'd been so cool to go and watch it at the theater. But no, I'm going to be watching it at home tomorrow night. Yeah. Another reason you and I will not be hanging out tomorrow night anyway, because I'm like, I'm watching Stranger Things. I don't know what you're talking about.
So that's another example. Write a screenplay. Everybody's written a screenplay. It's not that hard.
You say everybody. There's a lot of people out there like, how do you write a screenplay? It's like, buy the book. There's a book I have it on my shelf from Lou Hunter. It's called like Screenwriting 101 or something.
Right.
It's like the best. Like you just read that and be like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah. I'll write it like that.
Yep. Just learn. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's an art form, right?
It costs you less than $10.
Like there's technique involved.
A lot of technique and individuality. And, that's the thing is what is your story? The format, you know what I'm saying? The people have done the format. You understand the format. What is your story? Use it. Yeah. How do you fit within the format and convince someone this is a good story and then sell it and you can make money? But I'm really looking forward to Stranger Things. We just this past week or so got to see the Jake Paul fight on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Guy's jaw broke. Yeah. And then Dave Chappelle dropped stand up and a lot of stuff in the news. People were like, oh, Dave said this, Dave said that. But you watch stand up, you're like, man, y'all worried about one sentence in an entire stand up.
Did you catch it? I haven't paid any attention to it. I like it. It was funny.
I haven't seen as much criticism as I have in the past, but there's so many people who are just like, I'm so over Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like, man, I don't know. I mean, for me, he's a comedic genius. Why are you worried about
just appreciate it while you got it.
Well, yeah, like why are you taking seriously anything he said? I don't like him anymore. Well, then don't watch him. I saw someone complaining like he just jokes about being rich. He doesn't just do that. There's a lot of other stuff.
He's talking about where he's at.
Yeah, like why is he going to lie? Do you want him to pretend he's not? Because
he'd catch a lot of flack for that.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know. Back when they did the stuff when they all went to Saudi Arabia, and I told you, I was like, there's a lot of there's a lot of things to criticize here. At the same time, I was like, is that going to affect when the next Dave Chappelle comes out? No, it's not.
Right.
He's going to talk about it. It's going to be funny, and I'm going to watch it. That's exactly what the hell happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But Netflix is killing it. And if they end up buying Warner Brothers, like they were talking about HBO, all that.
Get crazy.
Oh, boy, man. The media is changing so fast.
Yeah.
And people have talked about this. There was laws. People tried to stop this type of stuff from happening a long time ago.
And you know why?
Before we even hit the streaming era.
Yeah.
And now where we are is just
way past that.
Way past that. And so,
which is another reason, though, to listen. Like, it doesn't mean it was not true. They were right. They're
right, but does it not? Right. But doesn't it mean like you never know when we could do a podcast, sell an episode or sell an idea for a show, and boom, maybe it gets made. Is that better than the hurdles you would have to go through back when only a Tarantino could make a movie? Only an
insider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you had to break through.
Like actually getting your script read was insane.
And now it's like so many people are getting their script.
You can just put it out there.
There's so much content out there. Yeah. Apple Plus is trying to make something. Disney's trying to make something. Every streaming service, Netflix.
And we got scripts.
No, we got scripts. We talked about it on the show.
We got scripts.
We got some great scripts, by the way. Y'all can go to hell.
For real. They're there.
You just don't know. Yeah. Go back. I'll have to pull that.
We got 5 seasons worth. We got one TV show, a trilogy movie series.
And And we got multiple
Another
series.
movie. We got
multiple movies involving Shia LaBeouf and Jonathan Majors.
Oh man, 3 or 4.
3 or 4 of those. Every time we hear a story, we're like, who could do this?
And we've talked about it. We've talked about it in different kind of scenarios with different movies, but it's another one of those wormhole type instances where these two characters keep coming up throughout history.
Keep coming up.
So it could be sequel after sequel.
They could
after
actually
sequel
be
after
connected.
sequel.
They can actually be connected.
That's where it gets like you can make all these movies.
That's got to be our goal
about various topics across all of humanity, and it's always
it always comes back to Shia LaBeouf and Jonathan. What's his name? Jonathan Majors. Yeah. No, we need to do that.
It would be hot. It would be like a James Bond thing where you could just.
They need to holler at us because every story, that one with the slave master and the slave is such a good story.
Oh,
I hate to say it, but I'm like, man, who better to come up with this fucking story than 2 dudes from the Mississippi Delta, man? I mean, we grew up in cotton fields, man. Let me tell you the story.
Not to be offensive, but
I'm just saying, it ain't like I came from Canada and tried to tell you a story about Mississippi.
The one about the Jewish hostage and the Palestinian.
Oh, that one's so good too. I forgot about that one.
Palestinian bystander, really?
So
that
good.
was it, just the safe house guy.
Yep. And yet he's got to deal with this.
He's got to deal with this.
He's not Palestinian. He's Muslim.
He's Muslim.
And that's right, because he worked for the UN.
That's right. USA.
Mm-hmm. And then he's got, UN, now he's got a Jewish hostage under his care, but he shouldn't.
He don't even want him there.
He shouldn't even be doing this. But they got beef on top of that, and so it just goes.
And who is it? And who are they?
Who are they? Shia LaBeouf and Jonathan Majors. Man, it'd be so good. Everybody needs to get down.
Black Muslim. Yep. Oh man, we touched.
Oh man, every story you give me, I got Jonathan Majors and Shia LaBeouf working that junk out, man. I got Star Wars movies.
And they can act. So as despicable as they might be allegedly as human beings at one point in their lives.
At some point in their life.
Yeah.
At some point.
Everybody goes to a phase.
Maybe not today.
Maybe not today.
They've had problems.
I'm sure they're.
You called them despicable. You got hateful by
well, that's how they were talked about.
Regardless of the issues they've experienced along the way.
There you go. But we
believe in forgiveness.
They can act.
In 2026, they ain't got no baggage and it's ready. We're ready to go.
I'll put it on screen.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. You got anything else, man? Well, I do want to say,
all right.
Now I had a question for you. Now that we're 1 year into this Trump era, are we better off now than we were a year ago? And I don't mean that is the world better? Is the economy better? I mean, are we? We're traditional. You know what I'm saying? Barack Obama, liberal Democrats. We voted for Kamala Harris. Okay. Even though we might not be down with everything, we're critical of Democrats, but we're old school liberals.
Yeah.
So now with where we are, a year after he got elected, are we better off or worse off than we were a year ago?
Day to day, I don't sense it. There's enough going on in my own life. To where, I've got to deal more with the day to day. And on the day to day, I live with my family. I live in my house.
And it's going all right.
Right. It's the same way as it was last year. So for me, I try it's the same way as it was under Biden.
So from that perspective, I feel the same.
Yeah.
But I try to abstract out.
Yeah, I broaden it out a little bit.
Broaden it out. And I would say to myself, my question is, am I better off that I am over this first year than I was when I didn't even know what this first year would look like? Because I had 4 years ahead of me a year ago and didn't know what I was fixing to see. Now that we went through a year of this junk, I feel like at least I got that out of the way. I would rather be me now because I only have 3 years left and I've got a taste of what I'm facing.
Glad it's behind me.
Yeah.
And in a certain sense, can't wait to get these next 3 behind me.
Keep shrinking it behind me. Yeah. I feel like I'm better off than I was before all this hit me because this is a damn shame. This is a damn shame, people. The world is burning,
We're peers. So you remember coming out of the 80s when Ronald Reagan wasn't going to be president anymore? Did it scare you as a child?
Well, no. But I didn't understand the significance anyway.
Yeah.
As I had seen Reagan do a couple speeches and be like, that's presidential. And that's all I knew as a child in the 80s. I don't know politics.
So for some reason, I was dialed into Reagan as a kid. Like I knew he was the president. I knew they made fun of him, particularly at the end of his presidency. At the
very end, I did see the Oliver North stuff and all that. I saw that.
Yeah, so he was on, right? But even with all the Oliver North stuff, when there was a presidential election without Ronald Reagan in it, I guess I was 9 years old at the time. Or maybe I guess I was 11 at the time.
It would have been 89.
Yeah. I was I was like,
88, 89.
I just don't know what's going to happen without Reagan as president. I was shook.
You were shook.
And I say this because I'm glad I'm not in a point in my life where I'm that impressionable.
Yeah, yeah.
And like to be like a 7 or 8 year old now and be like, this is what the presidency is. It's like, no, it's really not what
nightmarish,
it is.
Man.
Yeah, it's not what it is.
No, it's not. No,
it should not be what it is.
No, we all know that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And anybody who tells you it's good, I'll be like, you're lying. You're full of shit. We know better.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. It's tacky.
It is tacky. Everything Trump does is tacky.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. Because the way he has wielded power, he has had more ability. Yeah, but he's had more ability to cause change.
Yeah.
To actually look at issues and try to do something that is just like, wow, like I know we could do that. And instead, it's the wrong answer every damn time. It's all about him more than anything else, his ego. It's bullshit.
And so just so we a little both sidism here. Can we name a good thing that he's done?
Well, I gotta go to the bathroom before we do that. You just stepped off into some deep waters. We gotta talk for a minute. We gotta talk for a minute. I'm gonna have to be back on that one. Throw my logo up. But so you asked right before we went to the break about whether I can come up with anything that Trump has done that's good. I think is what you said. A good thing.
And I was thinking during the break, like we have to define good.
Well, no, I don't want to do all that. I mean, you can kind of get loose about it, but yeah, I mean, that's going to happen in the conversation. Yeah. I'll say this. The short answer is no, but I can stretch it. The reclassification of marijuana, I'll take it. I would have liked to have seen it go all the way, straight to full legalization from federal level. That would be pretty cool. Better than nothing. Right. I think they're digging for easy outs on things like that, and they took that.
Popular.
Yeah. In the bigger picture, I could only say that and this is just purely for me, is that he has exposed the exact schisms amongst the voters that they care about. Like this is a big deal. I'm gonna split people on this. This is a big deal. I'm gonna split people on that. And if we're smart enough, we're able to look at that and say, well, those are clearly the things that matter. Whether you're a Democrat coming at it from a political standpoint in terms of voters and winning elections or whatever, or if you're just, where should I put my energy? He has highlighted that, whether it's the transgender topic, whether it's immigration,
healthcare,
whether it's drugs, coming into the country, healthcare, even he tries to avoid that one for the most part, I would argue. But anyway, it does matter. All those things that matter, even education. Mm-hmm. I've never heard anybody say that education in America is working. And so when he destroys the Department of Education, you're like, well, we clearly need to do something there. I wouldn't do what he did, but now that he's done it, it might be a good thing that we have the opportunity to restructure it and rebuild it.
Yeah.
Maybe, if we think of it that way.
So I like where you're going with that, because the next question is, are there any like unintended consequences that are, you have to live through the tough times to get to the lesson. Is there anything learned? Is there anything good?
Well, and even the way he's used executive power and whether or not that might work out to our favor in the future with a leader who is more aligned with what we, you know what I'm saying?
Or is there a backlash? Is this event a backlash into a more representational kind of like, does Congress kind of take back some of that power? Does the judiciary change? We
just don't know what the overall impact is going to be.
Maybe it's a good impact overall.
It could be
back to more about. Sometimes I throw the word out there in the kind of 18th century sense of republic.
Yeah,
and like the Italians fighting for unification called themselves Republicans. Mm-hmm. And I'm a Republican in that sense, where representative government. Not an aristocracy and not an oligarchy.
Well, not a pure democracy either.
Not a pure democracy.
It's a representative democracy, which is what makes it a republic. So
it's not mob rule. That's right.
And at the same time, I don't know. Again, I lean back on highlighting the schisms. It feels like you can't have an alternative to Trump that's like, well, if we don't do what he's doing, everything's fine.
No, we did that for decades and decades.
Well, we did that pretty much with Biden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, no, everything's not fine. A lot of people are upset about a lot of things. There are a lot of real issues.
That's the argument people make about Obama. They're like, he had all this popularity and he didn't do anything.
Well,
that's one of the criticisms.
He rode it out, but he also inherited the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
You could count that if you wanted to.
Yeah, and to me, that derailed his presidency in some ways, or at least it led to a focus.
It changed his agenda.
A narrow focus that said, look, regardless of what we think about economics, these things have to happen. The bailouts, the tax breaks continuing from the Bush era tax cuts.
The zero interest.
Yeah, all those things were going to happen no matter what because the economy had just basically gone to hell.
Yeah.
So I don't even blame Obama for that, but at the same time, I don't know. I see him as a centrist anyway. And some people hate that. I actually appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, you're a centrist, but you lean towards, you know what I'm saying, liberalism, and I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know about that. I just think, but you're right. There was no change. All the hope and change stuff, there was no change.
Well, and that's what.
Then you get to Trump, but you get to Trump's first one, and the only changes were all negative, but then you end up with COVID. And we're in a whole nother realm, you know, we're in the upside down. Then comes Biden and you're like, well, nothing changed.
No.
Now here comes Trump talking about the fact that nothing changed. Like all of a sudden he's the champion of change, you know, whatever.
And he comes in and he puts a wrecking ball to it.
And he starts putting a wrecking ball to stuff. And for me, that's sort of like, we know there's a problem. And if we would start focusing on, I need intelligent, politically minded people to say, I can solve these problems rather than I can hate Donald Trump. He's just exposing the problem. Of course his solution's wrong. He's an asshole. Yeah. He's a moron.
Yeah, but come in there and solve it.
But the problem he's approaching is clearly a big problem. So don't just say, well, now that he's gone, everything's fine. Because that's going to lead to another him. You know, what I've kind of found about populism is everybody wants to talk bad about it like, oh, it's populism. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. But populism exposes the system, the bureaucracy. Where it's like, well, why weren't you talking about these things? Why is it so easy for someone to come along and just appeal to the common man? Because you weren't appealing to the common man, which means you weren't doing your job.
And then on the backside of that, though, kind of what we're clamoring for now with Trump is the bureaucracy checks the populism, right?
Right now, that's what we want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Trump is because we wanted it the other way.
Exactly.
Something needed to check the bureaucracy.
Because it wasn't, the bureaucracy wasn't achieving what it could achieve. And so too many people were upset. I mean, it's all about how many people are upset.
Yeah.
I tell people.
But that's been the problem with history, basically. Anytime you put a government in place, government gets too good, the bureaucracy grows.
That's the thing.
And then it becomes ineffective.
I know wealthy conservative people, and I have been around wealthy conservative people and debated them with my sort of approach to the world. But they end up being very, you know, whatever. They don't want nobody getting nothing, you know. And I try to tell them, I mean this in all honesty. And I'm not even at their level. I'm just doing fine. And even me doing fine, I tell them, look, you understand that if too many people aren't doing fine, they're going to eat us. And I'm like, are you stupid? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be selfish.
No, don't be
selfish.
Like let everybody get some. You
Man,
let everybody get some.
There's a limit here. And if they falls below that line, we in trouble.
Everybody in trouble.
You know what I mean? Because we thought we was okay. We ain't okay if motherfuckers can't eat. Everybody needs to be doing well enough, at least, for the system to do well. And I'm not even that well off. And yet I see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my balance relies on a balance. You can't just be selfish.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want anybody to get welfare. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? You start heading down that path, they gonna eat you, man.
This is where I sound probably the most liberal. And the case you make, what you're talking about is the floor. The floor can only be so low.
How low do you want to take it?
It can't be all the way at the bottom. My gripe with American politics and kind of direction of America is like the Europeans do the floor so much better.
No, their floor is way higher.
And it's like if we could start there, our country would. How awesome would we be?
And you're talking about things like healthcare,
education,
military, all those things
housing,
that blend in. Housing.
I mean, so if somebody has healthcare, education, and housing,
they doing all right.
Guaranteed.
They're probably doing all right.
I mean, you love it.
Yeah, they seem like
if you got a view of the mountains too.
But, you know, in America, our focus is gas cheap.
Yeah.
We kept gas cheap.
And what I've heard Europeans say is that, you know, it's kind of stifling in that there is no innovation.
Yeah.
And
they're not going to go to the moon anytime soon.
And I hear that, but I don't know if am I really willing to sacrifice the welfare
of the people,
millions of people, for a little bit of innovation? Like, do I need ChatGPT?
But or does that work out for you because somebody else is going to do it? And we're unfortunately the ones who have to carry the innovative workload, which means we're going to have this huge wealth gap. We're going to have these big corporations, this crazy shit going on, and all these people saying, "But I can't even buy a house," and we're like, "Fuck it," we're innovating. I don't know. It's convenient to be England, and Canada. All these motherfuckers who are just like, "Well, I don't have to do it." Why don't you have to do it? Because America's doing it.
Right. They got all their money in the R&D.
They spend all the money. They're going to work each other over. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. After they make it, we'll start making it, we'll
buy it from them.
Like 3/4 as well.
We'll buy it from them and call it a day, right? Like, what does it fucking matter to them? It doesn't. Doesn't matter at all. I don't know.
Right.
You got anything else?
No, I think that sums it up.
That's Happy New Year is what that is. Happy New Year.
That's it.
Do you do anything for New Year's?
I mean, we try to stay up to 12 o'clock and watch the
family and everything.
Yeah, the kids got into it.
My entire family goes to bed at like 9 p.m. and I'm always the only one up.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. No, they try to stay up. We'll get a little blurry eyed around 11, and I'm gonna make it.
My family don't even try, and I have to tell them next day. I was like, "Oh, these people performed on TV, or whatever."
Yeah, we all get on. We'll watch the it's not the parade, the New Year's party with Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
We'll all hate on Ryan Seacrest.
That's a fun to do. That's easy.
Yeah,
that's easy. To hell with Ryan Seacrest.
I mean, they used to make fun of, was it Dick Van Dyke before him?
By the way, do you know Ryan Seacrest produces the Kardashians?
No, I did not know that.
Do you know how many things? This dude is nothing but money, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he's into everything.
Yeah.
Like he had it figured out.
That dude don't care about living. He care about making money and doing and producing stuff, man. He's everywhere. It's crazy. If you look him up, he's a part of everything. Yeah. And he's gonna be a part of your New Year's if you check anything out.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody's gonna hate him. If you watch it, you're gonna talk about how he could have done things differently, or I don't like his voice or whatever. But he's up there doing it.
Oh no, he's doing it. He's like Dick Van Dyke and everybody else.
He's gonna be doing it for the rest of his life.
He is. The worst thing about me, I have to be honest, when I watch like all this New Year's stuff, I'm watching it because I think some tragedy is gonna happen.
Oh no, man. That is terrible.
It is horrible, but I'm like, well, I don't want.
It makes sense.
I don't want to not be watching when the tragedy happens. Like I watch, you're like, oh, we dropped the ball, woo, and I'm like, and did anything happen? And then they're like, okay, well, let's move to the next city an hour later, and I'm like, let's just make it through this and see how this goes, because I don't want to wake up in the morning where they're like, oh, crazy junk happened last night at midnight. You should have been awake because it was New Year's. I should have been awake,
and it was crazy, and it happened.
Yeah, it's a damn shame.
But.
That's the world you live in.
That's the world you live in.
I mean, I'm an honest person, if nothing else. And I'll tell you, I watch for it. I worry about it.
Man,
I ain't going nowhere for New Year's. I ain't going to be somewhere in some large crowd, bro.
This is what time does to you. Being a kid when the Columbine shootings happened, and now being an adult and have kids that go through safety drills
because of shit like that. Man, it's messed up, man.
It's messed up. We didn't know what a safety drill was. There were no locks on the doors. It's like you could walk into the school at any time. Anybody. But there was no business for anybody out there to be in the school.
No, but reeling you back in, can you remember any New Year's in your life? What you remember about Y2K, dog? You remember Y2K? You remember 2000? That was a big one. Mm-hmm. I was 21, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Remember Chuck came to visit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Man, Chuck claimed that we smoked 17 blunts 1999, December 31st.
Okay.
17.
That sounds like us.
I was with him the whole time. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right, man. Probably started around 2 p.m. Man, boy. 10 hours to midnight.
Going to party.
Y2K. The computers did not shut off.
Nope.
The banks did not collapse.
And so that's when people talk about the catastrophe. The next catastrophe right now is the AI is going to
it's going to do
Terminator the world.
I've seen this
Y2K.
caution.
Y2K is another technology based fear.
Didn't happen.
That didn't materialize, but man, everybody was ready for it. We were
Yes,
ready
they
for
were.
it.
Oh, we were like, the world's going in. Screw it, man.
Yeah.
Smoke 17 blunts in a row over a 10-hour period.
But they made the Terminator.
Mississippi.
We're gonna be ready for it too because they made the Terminator, right?
We've seen it.
We've seen it, and then they made the Matrix.
Yeah, we've seen
That
it.
takes on the Terminator.
You can turn me in no battery, dog.
Yeah,
I'll know in a heartbeat.
We know.
I've tested it. I ain't got no special powers. As soon as I get no special powers, I'm gonna be like, that's because I'm in the Matrix.
That's right. I figured it out.
That year was crazy. That's about the only one that I ever remember where I was like, yeah, I rocked out. That New Year's was crazy.
Yeah. Well, I probably remember more with my kids. You know, the recency bias.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The rest of them are mundane.
Yeah.
You know.
Or I have no memory of them because
you did too much, like Y2K.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we smoked 17 blunts. You look at me like, is that what happened? I'm like, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
We went out to the Bourbon Mall.
Yeah, I'm glad I've got.
We were at the Bourbon Mall. We were in the middle of nowhere when Y2K happened.
This is the benefits of hanging around the same person for a long time. Because he gets to tell you back. You remember when you were like, vaguely.
I was there.
Yeah.
I don't want to. And some of the stories, I'm like, don't remember them stories. Those are bad stories. But that one was that's the only New Year's that I can remember like having like any particular meaning. Right now, I don't know. My wife be like, remember this New Year's? I'd be like, really? You stayed up one New Year's? But no, right now I'm like, the year 2000 was it, man. You lived through a millennium. They be making the millenniums out to be crazy. Folks was jumping on top of buildings and waiting for aliens to pick them up. It was off the chain, man. It was fun times. And I mean, that was, I don't know what was going on in 2000. 2 years after Eminem had first dropped.
Bush had been elected president narrowly.
Yeah. George W.
Mm-hmm.
And so it hadn't even taken office, right?
Mm-mm.
No, because he was going to do it January 20th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that 98, 99? That's, so it was still in the minds of people. But Fight Club had just come out. Like
Fight Club?
Yeah.
That was the end of the era. Yeah, the end of the millennium.
Yeah, because 2001, they wasn't talking about that shit no more.
I can't remember exactly, but at least the Phantom Menace came out somewhere around then.
Uh-huh.
If not Attack of the Clones. I think it was Phantom Menace. Might have been 99.
Yep, I think that's
and
right.
then Attack of the Clones came after that, like 2001.
Yep.
And I think 99 was Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Yeah. If you didn't live through it, you don't have no idea.
You don't know.
The year 2000 was something.
Y2K did not happen.
No, it didn't mean nothing. All right.
Right.
I wanted to give the audience a glimpse into how this goes, even though I still feel like we went and had the conversations, then we had to bring it back to the table. That's all right.
But how do you go about capturing it? Really,
that's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. Just gotta put cameras on.
Because you can't.
We need a camera crew following us, like one of them TLC shows.
But it wouldn't be good.
Like one of them TLC shows. Well, all day would be boring. And it's like, and then they went and grabbed a beer and started hanging out. And it's like, and junk got off the chain. It became Nate and AJ all of a sudden.
So we've hit on it before in different episodes, but being able to replay that bread conversation.
Man, that bread conversation was so good. And that's the stuff where I'm like, God, how we missed that. I need to set up microphones, hidden microphones all over the place. Just be like, no. Trust me, when we start talking about what impact did bread have on human development, man.
Yo, you know what? Like a B-reel, right? A B-reel in the corner over there.
I just need to keep that running all the time. As soon as Nate comes over, that's my next purchase. I need to be like, is there not something where I can just hit a button?
Right.
By the way, I upgraded. You see my iPad minis?
Yeah.
Man, they're not in my way. My view is here. My camera's here. I can move around.
Yeah.
And I can hit my buttons and control my stuff. I'm like, that's
nice.
It's a shame. I saw where Charlie Kirk, he had like a little arm with like his phone and he would do stuff. I'm like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? He was trying. I mean, he had like a bunch of followers before they murdered him.
Yeah.
Before that dude killed the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's gone.
It's a shame.
Yeah. No Charlie Kirk in 2026. We need to swear him off, by the way. Too many people keep talking about him. His wife doing Turn Point USA. Fucking Nicki Minaj showing up. What the fuck going on?
Good.
Like, why aren't we talking about this anymore, man?
So people did ask a question after that, which like, is that a good representation of conservative values?
Well, but like my thing about it is I ain't worried about all that. You know how conservative, whatever. I ain't worried about all that. They all over the place.
What does that even mean?
What does that mean? I ain't worried about them anymore. My question is like, what's the point? Charlie Kirk was doing his thing.
That's the lesson from that. You're right. Like, let's not pretend like there's a such thing as
conservatism. They ain't conservative.
I mean, look who's in the White House.
Right, but right before this dude got murked, my homeboy who I talked to, I rely on, who lives on the internet, man, he's deep, he's thick. And he was like, oh, man, I've been watching a lot of Charlie Kirk, man. I know you probably don't like him. That's what he said to me. That's how he opened up. And I replied, I was like, I don't dislike Charlie Kirk. I don't care. He's actually good at what he does. I don't, unless he's like tripping, you know what I'm saying? I don't really judge him.
Right,
I'm like, I see what he's doing, man.
He loses me when he starts going through his Bible verses so hard.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like he's good at,
that's just me hating.
But he got them followers. He's good at what he does.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean. He's good at what he does.
The business was good.
I was like, I'm not even worried about what he said. I'm watching the way he said it and what he did, and he's making his money.
Well, and you don't need me to tell you.
Yeah, so my homeboy was like thinking that I was worried about what he said. I wasn't worried about what he said. I was like, I see what he's doing. He's good at that. The presentation's spot on. He amuses me. I'll watch his videos. I'll be like, oh, okay. Doesn't mean I agree with anything he says, but I'm like, I see what you're doing. That ain't bad. Then, you know what I'm saying? The brother got killed. So now.
Tragic.
So he's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, oh, his wife is leading this Turning Point USA thing. Oh, they had their annual festival. Oh, they did. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I never heard about that. Maybe this is.
I ain't never heard of it before he died.
Yeah, this could not be an indictment on that. This could be more of an indictment on me that I just don't keep up.
I didn't know what was going on, but now I'm like, what?
That was like the 9th Turning Point USA rally.
That's my point.
I'd never heard of it before.
So what I'm saying is, what was the point?
Yeah.
Why this dude killed him? If I didn't know how significant he was until the dude killed him.
Yeah, it was a sickness, right? It was a sickness on the
maybe if you hadn't
murderer's part.
If you hadn't have killed him, wouldn't so many people be talking about him or worrying about him? I didn't know he was that significant. I just knew I saw him on the internet. Was like, I see what you're doing, bro. I see people. I say, I see what you're doing, bro, and I move on. I ain't worried about him. Then it's like, oh damn, they murdered Charlie Kirk. Goddamn, what Charlie say? And then he said this. And the other folks are like, well, he didn't exactly say that. It's like, well, what the fuck ever?
You think I never?
Does it even matter? Why did you grab a 30-06 and shoot this brother while he was talking? Was it that bad?
So I don't mean to be insistent, but I never thought about this before. But do you think that Charlie Kirk could have been president one day? You think that was what he was aiming for? No, I don't think that would do him any good. His whole shtick with the whole like prove me wrong debating thing was never going to lead to I'm a leader. It was always going to be pedantic. It was always going to be semantic. It was always going to be these arguments. Right. And but that could serve you well in like a presidential debate. But
it was serving him well because he could influence presidents. They could ask him, it's kind of like, where's the wind blowing? He had the college connection, the grassroots thing. That was I think that was the level where he was at. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's the level he achieved, and he was sitting on it and was peaking. He was doing well.
I was doing great.
And then all of a sudden, this dude comes and kills him. And it's like, well, I mean, what was it?
Yeah, why'd you do that?
But now I'm like, why are y'all amping up everything without him? I'm like, he was the talent. Like, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting at. When I watched it, I was like, he's actually good at that. He's good at that. I don't agree with him. I don't like him. Right. I don't care.
But the presentation.
I don't have to like him.
It leaves an impression.
What he was doing was working. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's impressive, dude. Yeah. Well, now he's gone. So why am I watching his wife not do that? She's not doing a good job of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why are we still talking about this so much? Oh, she did this. Oh, look how she looks without makeup. I mean, literally, you can surf the internet. You're like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but the reason we're having this conversation is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand killing someone can amp up their mystique or something, but there's nothing left. You can watch every video he ever made. It's bullshit. Now, if he was still around, he could grow. He could develop. He could, he could get better.
Stopped him right now.
He can get better now. So, like, why am I even hearing about it? You know what I mean? Unless the dude who killed him made him bigger than what he was.
Oh, that's absolutely what happened.
Yeah, it's like, well, what the hell, bro?
Why'd you do that?
Why did you do that? If you disliked him so much, why did you amp him to that level?
Yeah.
On a Dave Chappelle special, Dave's talking about the fact that people compared him to MLK. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I know. Let's bring it full circle, man. Talking about trying to rationalize or theorize or anything with a murder.
You say bring it full circle. What if Charlie Kirk was a cokehead? I shouldn't say that. I ain't trying to speak ill of the dead.
I was thinking
but the way that brother be debating, man, he might have had some speed in him.
Clarity.
Boy, he was moving, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't debate him.
But the murderer aspect, trying to get in the mind of a murderer, because we were talking about the
You're
Black
going back to the Black Dahlia.
Dahlia.
We're circling in circles.
But you know, trying to rationalize a lunatic, man, it's like you can't do it.
No.
Yeah.
No, going and shooting somebody. I mean, Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, that's another
Luigi
one.
Mangione.
2025, but that's another one where it's like, and even
that's another one for 2026, by the way. Let's not just have someone randomly murder someone on the sidewalk that they don't know, man. It ain't cool, man. It ain't cool, y'all.
Yeah, but that is a good message. Before you murder somebody in 2026, stop and think about what you're about to
debate them. Can you debate them first?
Yeah.
You know, because if I debate you and you look at me like you want to kill me, I'm be like, okay, I'm going to keep one on me for this dude, man, because he look like he mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? He take it too seriously.
And don't kill him. Don't kill him. Don't murder. Get him in the next debate.
That's what I'm saying. Just be him in the debate.
Grow.
Use your words.
Use your words. Get better. Beat him in the next debate.
Use your words. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's the message for 2026.
Use your words.
I almost said 1996, the year I graduated high school. That's a long time ago, bro.
Damn.
30 years. We're coming up on 30 years. That's why nobody listens to us.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck these old... They don't know what's going on.
It happens. It happens. You live long enough, man. That's what happens.
I was there when Tupac died, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I keeps it real.
What grade were we in?
Well, we had graduated.
We were in class.
No, it was right after we graduated. He died September 1996. We graduated May 1996. What the fuck wrong with you?
Man, I swear.
I was at Mississippi State. I got up on the open mic and did a verse from All Eyes on Me, which included some language that I shouldn't have, but I gave it up.
I'm confusing the first time Paul got shot.
Oh, the first time he got shot was well before that. Man.
Yeah.
We were like juniors in high school.
Yeah, juniors in high school.
But we were, it was September 96 when he died.
Yep. So I remember in the classroom, somebody being like, man, Tupac got shot.
Me and you were in Garfield's when they announced it.
Yeah.
See, you don't remember nothing.
Golly.
Look at you. I had gone to Mississippi State, come back.
When he was dead.
Yeah.
When he died.
When they announced that he died, we were at Garfield's. It was a few days after he had been shot, like 3 or 4 days.
That's right. 5 days or whatever it was. He lived
anyway, and we landed back on 96 when I was trying to say 2026. That is the year that Pac died, though.
It is.
30 years since Pac. Hey.
30 years since Pac.
I give it up to Pac because I'm still listening, bro. Hey, be good to yourself. Be good to everybody around you.
Pour out a little liquor.
Yeah, I'm going to find my logo. Peace out.
Peace out.
And Happy New Year. Good luck in 2026. We going to still be here. Unfortunately.
Another year.
Trump's still going to be here. Some other problems are going to be. But we're going to be here and we're going to be the solution.
We'll bring back the constitutional meter.
Yeah, we do need to do that and check out. It's going bad.
It's going bad.
Peace.
But you were right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going bad on the Constitution.
I started too high on the constitutional meter.
Because where you going to go? You were like, oh, it's over.
If it's a 6 right now, it can't be a 6.
I was like, Nate's like,
3 more years.
Nate's like, it's done.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it can't be done already.
It's a 3 right now.
He hasn't even attacked Venezuela.